How are you?
Maybe that's better.
We're trying to figure out if
we're trying to figure out the light. I think that's better actually.
You think so?
It's more natural, yeah. All right, hey guys, how's it going?
I got a little baby down here.
There she is.
This is little Naya. Say hi. Hi, Naya. Beautiful. Hey guys, we took a week off because we had this little sleeper. And
we couldn't sleep either.
we're not sleeping either. But now we're going to show you how to make some weight loss recipes. So I'm really excited about this because if you're trying to lose weight, know that I'm trying to lose baby weight as well. And we're going to do it in a healthful way with some really tasty recipes. Oftentimes you think about weight loss and it's just like, blah, disgusting. Yeah. But these are really good.
And we kind of both want to get back into shape. So that's kind of the idea. I was like, okay, well, you know, the pregnancy is over, the baby's here, time to get back into shape.
Yes.
And I also kind of like let myself go a little bit because like
you gained the pregnancy weight as well.
I get a pregnancy weight about like 2 pounds. So yeah, so we need to just get back in amazing shape and try your plan also and try. I mean, I need to lose it. I guess maybe a little bit. But yeah, the food is the one that we want to focus mostly for now. So,
absolutely. Yeah. So I'm going to give you some of my tips that I use for when I'm coaching clients as far as weight loss goes. But I'm going to get the cooking started because I know I'll need to saute some things for a little bit. Right. So what we're making right now are jicama wraps with some kind of
Jicama.
some kind of like potato and beans. Oh, actually, I need a can of black beans. Can you grab that from the outside? Yeah. I know that we have some in the garage. We kind of have like a little stockpile going just in case things get a little crazy, but we're not one of those toilet paper hoarding people, so don't throw tomatoes at us. Just so we have a couple of things. Yeah. We have some canned items in case it gets weird again. Okay, so let's get this started. Can I hand her off to you?
She's little Naya. Do you guys want to see her a little bit closer? She's so cute.
She's sleepy.
She's very sleepy. She's a chubby girl. Can you say something? Probably not. Okay, well you guys cook and we're just gonna watch.
Okay, cool. So this is the thing that I kind of base this recipe off of. These are jicama wraps. I found these at Trader Joe's last week, I believe, and I just thought, oh my gosh, I've never used anything like that before. I know you can make jicama wraps on your own. Just buy the actual jicama root, and then you can slice it really thin if you have a mandolin, but these are really easy. They have 15 calories for 2 wraps, so that's like nothing. And you can make them, just have them cold and fresh and make them like crunchy, or you can kind of warm them, and that's what I'm gonna do for this recipe. So I'm gonna take these out, and I'm gonna stick them in the little steam basket. I'm gonna need to move this ever so slightly so you guys can see. Do you see that giant pan there? That is a gigantic pan.
Yeah, we got it recently because our burned, we keep it too high fire, and we kind of decided to get a large pan, but I didn't realize how large this is. But it's so good. It's actually.
What's the name of the company in case anybody's interested?
I don't know. We're gonna write it down because I forgot. I have to check it. I got it on Amazon actually. Research, but it's the 4th company that is actually green and healthy. All the other ones are very expensive, and this one is actually for a good price and for a good size. So we'll see.
So I'm gonna put those jicama wraps. I put 4 in there just to. I'm gonna steam them later. I have water at the bottom of this, and I'll steam them in a minute. But let's get started here. What I'm gonna do is I've got everything kind of prepared ahead of time, just because, baby. Let me bring you a little bit closer here so you can see what's going on. I'll give you a little bit of a close-up towards that. I've got my recipe there. I've got some vegetable broth, and if you've watched my things before, you know better than bouillon is what I'm going with. And I've got about a cup here of vegetable broth. I don't know if I'm gonna use that much, but a little bit of vegetable broth. I'm gonna pour it into my pan and just get this nice and warmed up. And I'll let that kind of boil for a moment. And what I'm gonna do, I'll show you what I've kind of pre-cut. I've got a whole onion here in this Tupperware. And so once that's heated up a bit, I'll put that in. And the thing with this pan that Chris has drilled into my head is that I can't have it on a high heat, on a medium heat. So I'll let that heat up for a sec. And then I've got, so a whole, like a sweet onion, a white onion, a yellow onion will do, just chopped up. I've got, I think I did 4 cloves of garlic, just minced. And then the third thing I'm gonna put in there is some jalapeno. Now, of course, this is optional. If you don't like it spicy, don't put it in. I've got some minced, but I've also have some rounds for later. Okay, so that's boiling. I'm gonna start to put this stuff in. Can you guys see? Okay. So I'll put the onion, whole onion in there. And then I'm gonna put the garlic in. Garlic. I mean, I feel like this is kind of like how I start every single recipe. In some case, there's always onion and garlic and something spicy. So I'll get that going, and I'll give you guys a close-up once I get everything in here. And I'm gonna take out the little rounds that I made for the garnish, and I'm just gonna put the minced, or the little diced jalapeno in there. Okay. So I'm on a medium heat, and I'm just gonna let this go for maybe like a couple of minutes, maybe 3 to 5 at the most. If you run out of water, then you can just put some more vegetable broth in, like if it's starting to stick or anything like that. Obviously, one of the tenets for weight loss is that you want to cut out processed flour, sugar, and oil. I know it sounds kind of daunting and a little bit like, how is that fun? But those are really things that are just calories that are too dense, not good for your health, and things that are going to cause excess weight gain. If I were to do this instead of with vegetable broth, and if I did it with like 2 or 3 tablespoons of oil, these vegetables literally have barely any calories. And if I did it with oil, I've already kind of screwed myself over because I've already started with like anywhere from 200 to 300 extra calories of pure fat coming from oil. So that's why no oil is a big deal if you're trying to lose weight on a plant-based diet or a whole foods diet or a vegan diet, whatever you want to call it, really on any diet. Even if you're eating meat or whatever, if you're having a ton of oil, it's going to be rough to lose weight. I know there's people out there that will disagree with me, but I have done this myself, and I've worked with a lot of clients, and I know that dropping the oil is where it's at when it comes to weight loss. And health in general, your heart health, when it comes to just obesity or heart disease or cancer prevention or type 2 diabetes prevention, get rid of the oil. So, going with this, my arm's like sore from stirring this chatty Kathy. Okay, so that's my first thing that I'm gonna do. Let me refer to my little recipe that I wrote up. I'll let that go. So the next thing I'm gonna do is, okay, when I decided to make this recipe, it was inspired by those jicama wraps, but it was also inspired that I had like way too many tomatoes. And so that was last week when I was planning this, and now I have 1 tomato in the fridge, so I'm gonna use diced tomatoes. But if you have fresh tomatoes, I imagine that this would be absolutely like divine with fresh tomatoes. You need 2.5 cups of fresh tomatoes, or I'm gonna use 1 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes. I'm just gonna drain out the excess water, and I'm gonna put those in now. So I've got my diced tomatoes here, and I will drain the water, and then I'll be right back with you. Draining. And the only reason I'm draining the water is just so that there's not a lot of excess water, right? Because we already got the vegetable broth in there. Okay, so that's my can of diced tomatoes. Fresh tomatoes would be wonderful in this, I can only imagine. And another kind of key when it comes to weight loss is that you want to have as many high volume, low calorie foods in your diet as possible, because that's going to keep you nice and full, but it's not going to break the bank by making you have like an overabundance of calories. I think it's still really important, calories are still really important, but you can eat a lot more when you eat low calorie density foods. So what I mean by that is like any kind of vegetable, fruits, whole grains, beans, and what am I forgetting? I feel like I say this all the time and I'm forgetting a food group. Potatoes, root vegetables, fruits, whole grains, beans. Yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Write in the comment if you know what I'm forgetting.
She's out, so I can help.
Oh, cool. Okay, great. So give a close up there.
Go.
We got a full-on color going on here.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's really pretty. And I'm gonna wait and just saute this until this water kind of soaks up a bit more. So I'll just let it sit there. I thought I was supposed to keep it on medium.
Like medium and a little bit of both.
Oh, living dangerously, I see.
Well, the idea about those pans, and not just those ones, but like the non-sticking pans is that most of people are burning them out, wherever it's called, because they're using too high heat, and that's kind of what happened to our pan. We just kind of were cooking and we were distracted with something.
No, it was me. I forgot. I left it on high
we
heat.
just
I
burned
went somewhere else, took care of Eli, came back, and I was like, "What's that burning smell?"
Yeah, so the pan was gone, and once you like get rid of that little, layer of it, then everything becomes just toxic. So it's
If
not
you've
good
watched
for
our lives in the last month, I feel like we've talked about this pan as
All the
much as
time?
we talk about avocado. Yeah.
Oh, crap. Never
Okay,
mind.
so now I'm gonna
So,
add
yeah.
cilantro in there. I've got a half a cup. You could do less if you don't like cilantro so much. I'm gonna leave a little bit out for garnish. This is my little garnish thing. And I'm gonna put the rest in here. Okay, so basically we're making like a giant salsa, it looks like, kind of
Yeah.
right now.
That's true. Pico de
And
gallo.
the thing that, as you can see, I brought everything out in Tupperware from over here, if you can just pan over here. I made all of this ahead of time, so this is something that you can absolutely do, or you can feel free to like chop as you go. The thing that I didn't mention before, but I will mention now, is that I steamed 4 cups of little new baby potatoes. If you have a Costco where you live, there's right now a giant organic bag for like $8 of these potatoes that have really thin skin on them. You don't need to wash them because they're triple washed already, and they're really easy to chop up and use. So that's what I use. I steamed those for 10 to 15 minutes. I let them cool, and now I'm gonna be adding them to this recipe. So I didn't put that in there, I don't think I said that yet, but know that that also has to happen. But of course, because of the sake of time for the live, I don't want this to be like hours long, so I try to do as much as I can ahead of time and then just kind of give you a breakdown of what the recipe is. Okay, so we've got that going. The water is definitely soaking up a bit. That's about where you want it to be. Okay, and now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna add the beans and the potatoes. So I've got my potatoes here. Like I said, I just steamed those. And I guess you could use less if you want, but potatoes, again, are low calorie density food. So 4 cups for even one person is not going to throw you off the edge, because you want to be satisfied, right? You want to walk away from your meal feeling like you're not going to just then want to eat, some junk that you have around. You want to feel completely full. The cool thing about this recipe is you can have it cold, like on top of salad, if you don't finish it, or you can have it warm. You can have it in the wraps that I'm going to show you how to make, or you can just eat it alone. You could probably serve it over rice too. I think that would be good. Okay, so I'm going to turn the heat down a bit, and I'm going to add the can of black beans now. Again, I'm using just organic black beans, and I'm going to spill them on my shirt first, because that's what I like to do. And then I'm going to drain them as much as possible. I'm going to turn this down on low. Okay, draining the beans. Not spilling them, draining them. Okay, and I guess if you didn't want that kind of canned bean water, you could completely put them through a strainer, drain them and rinse them. I'm not gonna do that right now. So there's that. And like I said, if it's getting dry at all, or you're just kind of like, oh, this is about to burn, put a little bit more vegetable broth in. That better than bouillon, vegetable base, wow, talking. Better than bouillon vegetable base is really flavorful, and will just give you flavor without any extra fat. So you can see here, this is already shaping up to look, where's the camera? Really beautiful. And I'm almost done. I'm gonna add even more vegetables in. And something cool about a dish like this, thank you, I think. Something cool about this is that you can have lots of vegetables. The more vegetables that you add to your plate, the better, right? Because sorry, this is crooked. They will fill you up, and they barely have any calories. And you're getting a ton of vitamins and minerals when you're eating lots of variety of vegetables. Okay, so basically, all we're eating are vegetables and beans here, but we're gonna be full, I can tell you that. Next up, I'm going to add probably about a teaspoon of smoked paprika. I love smoked paprika because I feel like it's even better than regular paprika because it's smoked. So I'm gonna add that in here. I'm gonna add a little bit of just regular freshly ground pepper. I like to grind the pepper instead of already having it ground. I feel like it has more of a bite to it. So I'm gonna do that. Put that in. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of salt If you are trying to lose weight, again, salt intake might be something that you feel bloated from, so I'm not even gonna give you an amount. I did about a teaspoon of the paprika, smoked paprika. I did, I don't know, maybe half a teaspoon of pepper and a little bit of salt. And then you can always salt it at the table too, because then you're not cooking out the salt, or you're not like adding salt while you're cooking and then adding salt before you eat. It's just a one kind of go. So I'm gonna turn this back up a bit. And now I'm gonna add as much spinach as I feel will wilt and won't ruin the meal. I like spinach, but I don't want it to be overpowering. So I'm just using a bag of organic spinach here. I don't think I'll use the whole bag, but I would say maybe like a couple handfuls, really large ones, or if you want to measure it, maybe like 3 or 4 cups. We're gonna just throw that in there and let it wilt. Another thing you could do if you wanted, I like my vegetables to be fairly crisp, so I'm just stirring that in here. Hey. I'm just stirring that in here until it wilts just ever so slightly. How about I get the pan in there? You could chop that up so it's super thin if it's not like something that you enjoy the texture of. But I like it, and it'll wilt, and I prefer, what are we making? We are making jicama wraps with this beautiful inside. So I've got potatoes and beans and onion and garlic and cilantro. It's kind of like a giant salsa, diced tomatoes in there, and we're gonna do the wraps. So actually, thank you for reminding me, Lola. We are going to steam these wraps. So I'm gonna turn this on, and I'm gonna let these jicama wraps boil or steam. I'll get the water boiling, and then I'll let them steam for a couple of minutes just to warm them up. They're really good. I hope you guys enjoy this and try this. But there's so much volume in this meal as far as like you will walk away feeling completely satisfied, but it's very low calorie. There's no oil, there's nothing processed in here. Everything is very, very, very whole food. So that is a really wonderful thing. And then I'm just stirring this around. I'm gonna give it a taste in a bit once the spinach has cooked down, and I'll let you know what I feel like it needs. So let me recap the rest. Oh, I just missed somebody's comment. I'm sorry, I don't know what you said. Something about vegans. I will recap the recipe now while this is going and that's steaming. So I did as much vegetable broth as you need to just, not have anything stick to the pan. I did 1 whole onion chopped, 4 to 5 garlics, cloves minced. I did 1 jalapeno minced, but again, if you don't like spicy, then it's really hot in here. He said, how many years have you been vegan? Oh, thank you. I've been vegan for 2009. What year is it? 2011 years I've been vegan. And so far, no deficiencies, super healthy, really happy about it. So I think you can totally thrive on a vegan diet. 2 children, 2 vegan pregnancies, 2 vegan kids, convert vegan husband who used to be a huge meat eater. So I think anybody can do this if you really want to. You just gotta know why you wanna do it, and you can do it. I got tons of recipes for you to start out with if you're interested. So thank you so much. Nice, that's good. I was for 5 years but didn't work with me with IBS. I understand. Everybody's got to find what works for them, absolutely. Okay, so this is going good. Where did I stop? I said 1 jalapeno minced, optional. 2.5 cups of fresh or canned tomatoes. What was the hardest thing for you to give up? Oh, I hate how these comments just fade away. Hardest thing for me to give up was cheese. That is a rough one. Now I can't even imagine eating cheese, but initially when I was going vegan, that was the hardest thing whenever I felt like, it was easy for me to cut out meat because I never enjoyed meat, but whenever I felt like, thank you so much. Whenever I felt like I wanted something cheesy, I just didn't have the recipes under my belt to know what to do. Now, of course, I've been doing this for so long, I have so many like cheese-like recipes, I don't miss it at all, but that was the thing for me. Comment in the comments, let me know what you think. It's funny, I have a hard time eating cheese now after being vegan. It just grosses me out. I know, I feel the same way too. Like, you can taste like the animal in it, which is totally weird. Blah. Okay, I feel like I've started and stopped this recipe like 15 times. Okay, so the next thing you have is 2.5 cups of fresh tomatoes or 1 can of 15-ounce diced tomatoes, 1/2 cup of fresh cilantro, plus more for garnish if you want. I did about 3 to 4 cups of spinach, 4 cups of potatoes, which I steamed ahead of time. I used those small new potatoes. I just kept the skin on. 1 15-ounce can of beans, a teaspoon of paprika, I don't know, half teaspoon of freshly ground pepper, salt to taste. Oh, you know what we could add in here? It might be a little bit late, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Something that's really wonderful to put into something like this. Oh wait, yeah, you can taste the animals too. Something that's really wonderful is turmeric root. So I've got some turmeric powder. I'm gonna just sprinkle like the tiniest amount, maybe like a 1/4 teaspoon in here. And it's not really gonna change the taste, but this is so anti-inflammatory and such a good thing for you to have in your diet. That was probably more than a 1/4 teaspoon, but we're just gonna sprinkle that in. So that would be optional as well. What else here? Oh, if you want, you could have hot sauce on this. I'm going to. And then all you do is saute the onions, the garlics, the jalapeno with a little bit of vegetable broth. I love turmeric. Yeah, me too. Turmeric latte with oat milk, so good. And then after you saute, then you add the tomatoes and you add the cilantro and the pepper. Cook it for about 10 minutes. Then you add your beans, your potatoes to the tomato mixture, and you add your paprika, maybe a little bit of turmeric root if you want, or powder, and then some salt and pepper. Add the spinach, let that cook for a couple minutes, and really that's it. How long has it been? It's been 20 minutes, but I'm talking a lot, so I would say this takes a very short amount of time. We got these guys steaming over here, and just for a couple minutes, and now I'm gonna take these out and I'm gonna assemble this. So, can you help me? Yeah. Let me find a plate and come here maybe.
You wanna come here? Okay.
I think so. Let's do a beautiful plate. How about? We're working on a cookbook, a new cookbook right now. So these are like our plates that we have for displaying. So what do you think, Blumen's?
We need the bigger one for
Big
photo.
one?
I think, you know what, for the first time we can do the blue one. Oh, but the small one, I see. It's too small.
Yeah.
Maybe
This
the white, yeah, the underneath one.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so we got this one going.
Okay.
I'll wipe it off. A little dust on there. Okay, so that's that. So I'm gonna take out one of these Jicama wraps.
Wait, we don't see anything. Okay, there we go. Oh, that
Okay.
looks really pretty.
Oh,
Let's
so
see.
they're super steamy. And again, you can have these cold or hot. Actually, maybe I'll make a couple.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll
I think
just
that's
do
okay.
all 4 of these in one. Come on, guys, off.
That looks really nice.
And I have to say, this is not something I would normally cook with. I just thought they looked interesting when I went to Trader
I
Joe's.
think we need more light actually.
Okay, so let's make all 4 of these here. Is that better?
I think so. Should be.
Okay, cool. 1, 2, 3,
Oh,
4.
sorry, guys. Some color.
And these don't have much of a taste to them, but you could sprinkle, like if you have some kind of seasoning that you enjoy, you could totally sprinkle that on top.
I think
Oh
I
my
have a
gosh.
question what those wraps are made of.
Oh, they're made of jicama. I'll show you. So jicama is a root vegetable, and you could actually just get the root yourself and slice it really thin, like if you have a mandolin slicer. They have 15 calories for 2 of them, which is nothing, and there's nothing in them but jicama. So, I mean, obviously I'm using them for vegan recipe, but like if you're a keto kind of person, oh, that's right, yeah. Or if you're, I don't know, low carb, who wants to be low carb? You're just hungry all the time. Then you could use them as well. Okay, so I can't carry this giant pan. It's so giant. Oh my gosh. I need to put this down on something. It's so heavy. Okay.
You're welcome.
So now I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on each wrap. Those wraps probably don't even look like you can see them on that. But they are thicker consistency than like a rice paper wrap, which I feel like they look like on the camera right now, but they're thicker than that. And of course, if you don't have jicama wraps and you just wanted to use like an Ezekiel wrap or just a whole wheat tortilla, that would still be a fine replacement, and you would still be on track as far as this meal going for weight loss. Okay, so that is that. If you have a beautiful taco stand, you could probably just fold these up and have them like that. Or you could just eat them on top of a bed of lettuce. I'm gonna garnish them with a little bit of cilantro and the jalapeno. So I'll put a little bit of that on each. Probably some lime would taste good with this. I have some lime right there, which I'll put, these guys. And I'll make this look a little bit prettier for the thumbnail, because right now it's kind of like, meh, meh. Put some jalapeno. And we can do some lime right in the center. Let's cut this up. Sorry, didn't think about lime earlier.
I'm trying to lentil loaf.
I might try
This
and
weekend.
yeah, go for it. I think I've had a lot of people say that they really enjoyed that lentil loaf, so I thought it was really good. We've had it twice since I did that initial recipe. So then a little
It's
squeeze of lime.
delicious. I really love this lentil.
Yeah, he
loaf.
loves it. I think if you kind of are a guy or like kind of meatier things, then heartier, I think heartier is the word, then that's going to be something for you. So this is that, or like I said, you can just totally have it alone and see what it needs. Of course, I picked like the hottest, steamiest bite. Really good, really easy. And like I said, if you want to add salt, at this point you absolutely can.
Let's try the wrap.
Yeah, okay. I am going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of hot sauce on all of them. Okay. I like this hot sauce a lot. My sister found it.
We found
it's
it
really good.
in natural
Natural
grocers. It's really delicious.
Yeah,
It
it's
has
really
a
nice.
mango in it and stuff. It's really good. It's like carrots, onions, habanero peppers. No mango. Never mind, it was a different sauce. But this one is delicious.
Put a little bit of sauce on there.
It's a little bit.
Well, you know me. Okay, do you want to try it?
Yeah,
He's my taste tester.
I'm a taster.
He's a taster.
I'm a camera operator and a taster in the same time. There we go. Oh, sorry, we gotta expose the light here for the food's sake, but yeah, there we go.
Okay.
I think that's gonna be
Come
good.
on over, taster.
Yeah, let's do it.
These are not like tortillas, so
okay, so how
they're
can
kind
you-
of slippery.
Ooh. Oh crap.
I'll let you hold the plate maybe.
Oh wrap. Wait, how to
It's
do
going to be
it?
really hard to eat that. I think I overstuffed it.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay, well,
Can we take it off a little bit?
yeah, just take some stuff out. There you go.
Mm. Oh man, that tastes amazing.
Good,
Oh,
huh?
I need something to pick this up. Oh man, that spicy sauce, you just killed it. Okay, ready? Yeah, that's a little bit too full, Baba.
Okay, so when you make them, don't make them as full as I did. Mistake. I always overfill. I overpour. It's just like I think there's going to be enough room, and then there never is enough room, and then spilling over the side. What do you think?
Mmm.
You like it?
Oh my gosh.
I love
this
his
is amazing.
enthusiasm. Whenever I make something, it makes me very happy. Good, huh?
Yeah, it's like, it's exactly what she said. Like, you would think like it's a rice thing, because it looks like rice.
It looks
I'm
like rice
not
paper.
Expecting, it's like, I like rice paper, but this is so different. This is like a root.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a root,
Yeah.
but.
I'm glad you like
Oh, this is so cool.
it. Well, good. Okay, so there you go. That is my number one or part one weight loss recipe. What did I call this? Vegan recipe. It's easy, it's healthy, it's for weight loss. So I know that you guys will enjoy it. It's like seriously
Oh my God,
so
this is
little calories, and you can have a lot of food. And that's really the key to losing weight on a vegan diet. Keeping keeping it low calorie density. I just wrote a couple tips here I wanted to share with you guys. So eat until satisfied, but not when you're overstuffed. So you got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Large volumes amount of veggies at every meals. You can have large volumes of low calorie, high volume, low calorie foods. That's going to give you weight loss. Utilize your spices to keep it interesting, because nobody wants to eat something that tastes
It's
disgusting.
like blendy. Blah.
Yeah, and then so yeah, if you understand calorie density, or if you've seen any of my videos on calorie density, this is where it's at, right?
You know, it's funny though. I can probably eat the whole plate, and I won't feel sick. Like
Yeah.
it's just not gonna make me feel
Because
like.
there's no oil, there's no processed sugar, there's no processed
Because there's
flour.
nothing wrong with the tortilla, I guess.
Yeah.
But when you know, like when you eat like 3 tortillas, like wraps,
flour
it's so
tortilla.
common, I think.
I'll definitely be adding some Scotch bonnets to mine. Alrighty.
Hey, girl, let's meet up. But this is like, it's so good. This is like making me feel light. I mean, do you know like when the scales
no, I
comes off?
understand.
That's exactly what it is.
I understand what you mean. Okay, there you go. The real review. My
that's
picture, we're gonna have to redo this because I feel like you're gonna eat my picture. And that's okay.
We have to redo it. We will.
You had a baby, yeah, we
Yeah.
did. We showed her at the beginning of the video. She's sleeping now, but
She's sleeping, yeah.
on Wednesday I have a video coming out sharing the birth story. So I mean,
And
it's-
the name, which we probably did show already.
I did share the name.
Yeah.
But this was a completely unexpected birth and just a crazy story. So stay
You have
tuned.
to, you
for
have
that.
to really stay tuned for this because
Thank you. Her name is Naya. I already said it in this video, but Naya, Naya.
and it means to please God.
I love it, and
Yes.
I feel like it really suits
And the
her.
way it came is also awesome. We should tell the story this later or maybe here. I don't know when.
let's cut it now
Let's
because we're
cut
at
it
30
now, yeah.
minutes. I feel like that's a
Yeah,
long
YouTube's
live.
gonna be like, oh, that's too long.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you for the congratulations. Thank you for commenting. I like to talk to you guys, but sometimes the comments, I don't see them right away and they just poof, gone. But thank you so much.
Later.
Yeah, then they disappear. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it is a beautiful name. We're really, really happy with it. So I hope you guys enjoy, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys, and have a good day.
Yeah. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Bye.